Hey diesel guys, so this is just a quick video on how to get the turbo out of 94.5 to 97 7.3 liter diesels. And it's really not a turbo removal video, it's just more to help. I had a friend call asking about how to get out. I said just look online, and he did, and he said there's some good videos, just it's hard to see on some of the bolts here on exactly where they're at and how to get them. So this is a motor out of a 97 that I'm rebuilding for my truck, and so I'd already had the turbo off, but I put it back on here just to make this video real quick. Hopefully it helps some guys that are trying to get this thing off instead of paying intense labor rates. So these bolts here are just 10 millimeter in front, and also, as you can see on this motor, the fuel bowl's out now, and the fuel pump down here is out. So it actually helps for this video, so you can really see what you're working with down in here. But as you guys know, normally you have a harness, you have all this stuff in the way. It just makes it harder to see, but just show you what you're dealing with here. So those bolts there are these ones, pretty long bolts. And you can see they're pretty wet, so they're really not in there too bad. You just get on there and rip them out. And then for these bolts up here, they ain't hard, easy angle. All I use for them is I just take my big impact and rip them right out of there. Just save me a little bit of time. I highly recommend just spray some blaster on there, some PB, and soak them day before. Try and make life a little bit easier, especially on these bolts down here. And these here are 15 millimeter bolts, and like I said, those are 10s. So the ones that really kind of give you a fit, we'll start with the pedestal here. As you see this bolt right down in there, you can see it's sticking up because I ain't got all the way in, but normally it's flush down there and real tough to get to. So what you gotta do is normally your warm-up valve housing sitting right here, and it's this guy. I'm gonna shake some of them bolts out before I lose them. And so that looking more familiar to you? So you pull those bolts out. There's 1, 2, and the third one's down here. I'll pull it back off and show you. Just right there. See how it lines up? And it's kind of just it's a pain to get to, but it's doable. They're 12-point bolts, so don't try and put your 6 on there because they ain't gonna work. So if you don't have a 12-point kit, actually this is my first 12-point kit, and it's 20 bucks at Lowe's, and come with these little bad boys. And as you can see, they're little 12 points. So you just crank on there. Once they're out, you just stick your screwdriver in here and pry the two pieces of metal apart. Usually it sticks. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it falls down, makes a big clank, and you feel accomplished. Also, you got this little arm here that hooks up to the warm-up valve. You gotta undo it too. So ain't too bad. On this side over here, you see that other bolt. Try and get out of the light here. See it right down in there? A little hard to see, but it's right here. That one's can be a real turd to get to, but like I said, it's doable. What I use for that one is got these little wobbly sockets. Everybody else calls them swivel. I call them wobblies. They kind of wobble around, wobble. But what you do is you put it on your ratchet here, and hold on, I'll get on there. This ain't the right extension to use. Really, you need to use, I like to use a 1/4 inch on it. Use your adapters to get on there. But don't use one that has these. This is just something that just gets hung up on there, bound up, you know. But I didn't have it for this video, so I apologize. But you just wiggle it down in there. That's all I do. start twisting. It's kind of hard to see, kind of hard to video too, of what's going on here. But there we go. So you kind of see where it's got to go. Say your socket. Oops, sorry. See how it comes down here? You'll end up working it. You can't see it, but you work this down, and you'll get it right there on that bolt. And just twist hard, and it'll break loose. And then start working it out. The hard part's breaking them loose, not getting them back out. So that about covers those. For this one here, what I use is I put a 10mm wrench on it, like this one here. And I had it sitting here. And if you pull with all you got, sometimes they break, sometimes they don't. Break them loose. But if you can't, when it's setting up here, it'll be a lot lower, by the way. I take a pry bar, and I set in here, and I pry off right here as hard as I can. And it breaks loose. That sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're not. It just depends on what day of the week it is, I guess. So that about covers that. And like I said, soak these with PB if you can. Never hurts, helps, makes a mess, it's fun. So for this one here, that one's a real pain too. But you come back over here to your wobble set, and it's a 15mm. You see how cool these are? And usually a normal wobble or swivel, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Usually it's too much packing down in there to get to do anything. So, and I've been in those days where you just cut up your least favorite wrench and put in there just to make it work. And you know, this is a lot easier. That set of swivels sockets was only 36 bucks at Lowe's. It was the only place I could find them. And it was a good deal. So I recommend getting them. This one here, all you gotta do is you take it, you work it, you get it on there. It's already on. See it? Right there, on like Donkey Kong. And that's all you gotta do, just like that. So you're gonna have to give a good hard twist and it'll break loose. So that's basically it for getting them bolts out. The quick rundown version of it. This is just to show you where they're at, how I get them out. You also, when you have a connector that plugs into there, you gotta undo that. I don't have my harness on here no more. I had to show you because sometimes those connectors can be kind of a real bitch. But so I'll pull this out real quick just to show you how it looks. Have to undo that screw there, or bolt. So pull these out real quick. All right. Towel real quick. Don't really like, you know, all that nasty dirt and oil and grease on my fancy dancy camera. So that's what the underside looks like. And obviously, look at this turbo. You just flip it over, and that's the position they go. So don't get confused here on where the bolts are at. But for these bolts in the back, you have to leave at least the one on this side. You have to leave it in when you're pulling it out. There's no room for it just to come straight out, or I've never had one come out for me like that. So you just leave it in there. Same thing for when you're putting it back in. I actually put both bolts back through those two holes. Set them in, kind of helps you line it up, and then you just work your little fingers. So the other thing, don't forget, I've seen this too many times, you gotta get these O-rings out of there. If you're just changing the turbo or changing seals, it ain't gonna work unless you get those out. Use a pick, your favorite screwdriver, your knife, whatever. Just make sure you get them out. So overall, that's it. And like I said, those socket swivels are at Lowe's, and I hope this video helps you guys. These are some good motors, so congrats on getting one, and good job for trying to do the labor yourself. Save you a lot of money. So hope this helps, and if you need any advice or want to see an out of the truck video of something else on this motor coming apart, I'm stripping the thing down to bare blocks, so leave a message in the comments and I'll see what I can get. So have a good day.